I'm kind of a farming guy.
I get, but I also feel for them. Cows
Favorite cow product on 3. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Aimless. I'm Kevin Barnett.
And I'm Ben Wertheim.
Aimless, the best ranked talk show ever. We're just gonna get right into it. Topic 1 is about everyone's favorite COVID-19. Big question right now, Ben, is to mask or not to mask?
It's a tough question to answer,
It is.
especially based on where you live and what you believe in. I mean, personally, I think masks definitely help. I would love to take them off as soon as possible, but
Right.
if it puts you at that big of a risk, is it really worth it? Probably not.
You have to look at the vaccination rates. If we're in a place where the vaccination rates are low and there are people at risk of being seriously ill from
Definitely,
the
yeah.
virus, I think the mask is a good thing to do. But if everyone's getting the vaccine so they can not wear the mask, then I feel like there should be a threshold, and I think the threshold is different for every place, but there should be a threshold where, like, okay, enough of us are vaccinated, we can, you know.
Definitely, I agree, but at the same time, the vaccine doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to get COVID.
Right.
It definitely helps and
Tricky.
it definitely limits you, but I think there's some sort of guidelines. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I agree, like, I'm pretty sure it's something like 98% of Needham High School students are vaccinated.
Right, which makes me think,
which
like,
is, yeah.
do we really need to?
But at
really
the
need
same
the
time,
masks?
there could also be people that aren't vaccinated that feel unsafe, and we also have to think about them at the end of the day.
Right.
So it all just comes down to little things at the end
Think
of the
about
day.
it, if you want to get really crazy, I know some places, maybe not up here in New England, but get the vaccine, masks are gone.
Yeah.
Just right after, and we'd be all
It is
dropping them
true.
by
It
June.
is
But
true.
that's, I mean, you got to think about other people's health amid this great pandemic.
Definitely.
I guess there's a thing with masks in sports, especially
Yeah.
high school sports. I was at the Needham High basketball game. They all had the masks on their face indoors, which I get.
I get, but I also feel for them as
Right.
I can tell that it is just a pain on their breathing and endurance.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
having to wear that mask,
I did
limit
it
your
last year.
airflow.
It was tough.
Yeah, definitely does not
was
look
tough.
enjoyable at all.
I've been hearing things that they're gonna drop them, which is
It makes sense.
it makes sense. I mean, if they think that the health risk isn't bad enough for while they're on the court, because the NBA
Definitely.
does something similar.
Yeah.
While they're not on the court, they have to be wearing their masks, and they all still have COVID right now. So,
Yeah. We can talk about that later. But
but yeah, I feel like Dr. Gutekunst, everybody here, Needham Public Schools, they're obviously the goal is for us to not have to wear the mask. But you gotta take precautions, do the right thing, and especially with this new variant.
yeah,
new
it's the
variant
angle.
of COVID
Yeah,
that we got.
Dr. Gutekunst actually came into my English class.
Really?
I had a little conversation with him and some of my peers about the masks, and he said, yeah, he would, just like us, he'd love to get the masks off, but it comes down to what people feel is right and what it's not fully up to him. Everyone else also has a very big say in it.
Well, how much of a wrench does this new Omicron variant throw into the whole COVID situation? Like, are we worried about this as being a big problem?
I honestly do not know much about it. I've heard that it can be very bad, but we also heard that the normal sicknesses for COVID were also very bad at the beginning. So I think it's just something new that our immune systems are getting used to, just like COVID. That's obviously going to hurt at the beginning, but
There's caution to take here.
yeah,
There's
100%.
caution to take here because you never know. You want to do the safe thing. Like with Delta, I don't know if people really did the safe thing and that kind of snowballed in the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough because we don't want everyone going down and getting another spike with this Omicron stuff if it's coming into the States and
Yeah, we definitely do not want
passing
that.
around. But like, do people really care anymore? I feel like, and
It's
I
tough
guess
to say,
myself included
honestly.
a little bit, like, are we tired of wearing masks?
I mean,
and
when you think about it, we've been
all
wearing
these
masks.
COVID precautions.
We've been wearing masks since probably mid to late May of 2020.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2022 in about 20, maybe 15 days. That's just crazy to think about.
And those
We wear
first couple
masks.
months before May 2020, we were all stuck in our house.
Yeah.
We can't go anywhere.
I-
Grocery stores closed.
I remember
everything
times
closed.
where I was in my house for weeks at a time. There was no reason for me to leave.
No, nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's just,
Everything's closed.
it was just crazy.
So I think people are like kind of sick of it,
Definitely, 100%.
which is making it harder to like enforce rules and regulations and things like that are trying to keep people safe. But people are getting tired of keeping their masks up and social distancing and things like that because this pandemic has taken so long to get over, and I think we're close.
Yeah, I think we're close,
close.
but I mean, just like the new Omicron variant, we get so close and then there's another setback, so.
Right. Well, that's the thing with viruses is they spread frantically, fast.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So to mask or not to mask? It's a big question. People are talking about it. We're talking about it here at Needham High School. We'll see you for section number 2. Ben's got something good for us.
All right, welcome back to Aimless. Now, we've moved on to a new topic, a new very Needham-based topic. Talk about some banks in Needham. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this as big as me. There are a lot of banks in the town of Needham, 18 to be exact, which 18 banks, I mean, there's about 30,000 people in Needham. I think 18 banks is a little much, but we've seen that there's a reason for this. Needham banks definitely are the only ones that can pay very high mortgages. Needham is known to have very high mortgages in all of their stores that little, maybe you, for instance, want maybe in a little ice cream shop, a little store to
Right.
shop at, little restaurant. They can't afford it, but banks can.
Too many banks, do you think?
I mean, 18 banks?
18 banks is a lot. Needham's not a big town.
I don't-
18 banks is a lot of banks.
I don't know if I could name more than 6, to be honest.
Needham Bank.
Needham Bank,
Citizens Bank, I go there, shout out.
Santander,
Nice, that's 3.
Bank of America,
4. Sovereign Bank? That's what
Sovereign Bank.
Santander is. That doesn't count.
doesn't count.
We got 4.
4, like,
There's at least 14 more.
there's 14 more. Like, it's just crazy to think about. Like, and it's not even that these maybe they're spread out around Needham, like everyone needs
that
access.
doesn't really like work though, because how do you spread 18 things out
Exactly.
around Needham? It's like
I-
the 5 elementary schools
If
are
you
all
go
on each
into
other's
Needham
hip.
Center, there's about 6 banks right there.
Needham Bank,
Needham.
Citizens Bank, Bank of America.
Santander.
Right,
they're
all in
They're
there.
all right in there. So it's just honestly, when you think about what could be there instead of banks, and like what could be different about Needham if the mortgages were just a little lower,
Right, you get more business opportunities for
mean-
things that can help the people.
more enjoyable to be like around town. Like sometimes I'm in town and I'm like, what is there to do?
It's just
Like,
banks.
It's banks. There's like banks, maybe a couple restaurants, and like
End up
a
spending
Walgreens.
20 minutes in Harvey's.
Yeah, that's about it.
Maybe put in like a restaurant, maybe just like some public spaces for people to go.
Something,
hang
man,
out,
something
things like
new.
that. But I guess, are the banks doing their job, Ben, is the real question. Like, are they helping some people but not all people?
They're definitely helping some people, but I think like it can't be that many if there's 18 banks. Like, for instance, there is a bank that I found on here, Middlesex Bank. Do you know
Yeah.
anyone that's used that?
I've not
ever-
once been in a conversation with one human saying, oh, I went to Middlesex Bank yesterday.
I mean, like it's just
No shade on Middlesex
it's just
Bank, of
crazy
course.
that
Just
that these
get your
banks they just need a property, but they're not getting any business, and it just makes Needham more dull and boring.
What do you think we cut that number down? Do we just go, no more banks here? 15, 12?
I think 12 is definitely more
Opens up
re-
6
ideal.
more places.
Well, 6 more places, especially places in town center. But I mean, the problem is it's not like it's like 18 banks off of 4 chains. It's 18 banks in like 15 different
Right.
chains. So you can't really do anything about that unless, of course, the bigger chains buy out the smaller chains, which
Yeah.
is probably very unlikely.
I guess the the reason for all this is because Needham's expensive, man.
Very expensive.
Needham is very expensive. Banks probably play a big role here in people trying to buy houses, trying to buy expensive
100%.
cars, other purchases that they might take with the luxuries they have of living here. It's expensive. These banks are probably rolling in a lot of money, especially the big ones.
100%, yeah.
Hard to get them out of here.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk almost everything sports with you guys. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to Aimless. We have made it to the sports portion of the show.
What you've all been waiting for.
Something everybody watches, everybody loves. It's always in the news. The football. Ben, the football.
Yes.
We are entering week 15 as we tape this episode. Do you have a Super Bowl favorite from the AFC?
I have two. I mean, I might be a little biased saying the Patriots, but they've been playing well. They're 9-4 coming off a bye week. They're coming in strong, but can never doubt those Chiefs. They're
Oh my God, those Chiefs,
especially
don't they
after
look
last
so
week.
good.
Yeah, they had a rough start, but I mean, they're just pulling it back, and I mean, back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, one with the Super Bowl win. I mean, you can just never doubt them.
It's
They're
hard
always
to
gonna be
bet
there.
against Patrick Mahomes
It really
and that
is.
supporting cast he has in Kansas City. I look at the Tennessee Titans to come up from under with Derrick Henry coming back. I feel like it has the chance to give them a little bit of a jolt. I don't know what their playoff path would look like because everybody's tied in the AFC right now.
Yeah.
Maybe they have to beat the Patriots. Maybe they have to beat Patrick Mahomes, which I don't know if they can do. But I feel
be
like
tough.
if Ryan Tannehill plays some sound football under center and Derrick Henry gets healthy and gets back to the way he runs, I feel like they have a chance.
Yeah, they just need. I think the key to their offense is Derrick Henry. I mean,
course.
like he is just a freak of nature, and you can have the best passing game, but no one is good without dual threats, and that's just how it works.
Yeah, it's true. NFC. I've been on this since week one. I picked them as their defense for my fantasy team. I'm a Rams guy.
Yeah, I also have their defense too.
I'm a Rams
The
guy.
Rams, it's tough with them.
It is.
They're an up and down week type of team.
Oh, yes.
They could be the best team by far one week, and then you're like, really, these
Is
guys?
this a
the
good
next week?
football team?
Yeah. So I mean, they got a good record. They could definitely get there. They're gonna have to get past the Cardinals.
Right.
But I got the Packers. They've been playing
Yeah,
well.
thought about it.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go for one last run. I think if he can't make it to the Super Bowl this year, I think maybe he's going to hang up the jersey, or
A little
even
bit old, that Aaron Rodgers.
maybe he'll hang up the jersey, or he'll go to a different
Discount,
team. I mean,
double check.
he's been to so many NFC championships
Yeah, I
and
know.
only one Super Bowl where he did win.
He did win, but he
But-
maybe needs to get another one. I like the Cardinals. I feel like, I don't know about Kyler in a playoff game. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. He's still young, still.
Yeah. And I
Can't
like
expect
what I
much.
like what Matty Staff's been doing in LA. I think Matt
Definitely.
Stafford. I think they can win any week. They could
They
also
have-
look horrible any week, but they can win any week.
With Robert Woods healthy, I think they have one of the
Yeah.
scariest receiving corps by far.
Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson,
Odell Beckham Jr.
Kevin's fantasy team, Van Jefferson. Odell scored on Monday night. Von Miller's on that defense.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey.
That
a
team
good
is
group.
scary. Team
It's a
is
really
very
good group.
scary. Yeah.
How about your MVP, Ben? I think this one's kind of chalky at the top with the MVP this year. And it's crazy that we're saying this.
Yeah. I mean, especially he's not my favorite anymore. I know a lot of people really like him, but I mean, how old is he now? 45. Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is
I mean, he is
old.
just balling. I don't know what happened, what got into him, but I mean, him and the Bucks. I mean,
He's having a season.
Should I say I didn't expect it?
You
we probably
expected it.
expected it, but I did not expect it at this high of a level and this consistent from Tom Brady.
yeah.
I mean, he is doing more than ever. I've never seen Tom Brady take so many runs and move so much in the pocket.
Dude, he never did that.
Never.
When he was a
Never.
Patriot. And he was younger, too.
Yeah, he's gotten more feisty.
Yeah.
It's crazy to watch.
I feel
Something
like he
got
has,
into him.
he feels like he has more to prove now. Because, they said I
100%.
can't play until 45. They said I can't play until this age. I can't go to a different team. I need Bill Belichick. And he's just like, I'm the best ever, and I'm going to show you.
Exactly.
It's crazy we didn't even mention the Bucks as an NFC favorite. But
I don't
they're
know.
the reigning champions, and I think they're right there.
They're definitely right
It's a
there,
good
but
team.
there's a lot more teams are good in the NFC this year.
Yeah.
There's teams still that we didn't mention. Cowboys, great
Cowboys
team.
playing a little bit.
They're playing, but yeah. Who is your second in line for MVP?
I got Aaron Rodgers. I mean, we just
I also
talked
have
about
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers,
Rodgers
yeah.
a little bit. He does it.
He is very, very good.
He does it.
I mean, no one's. I think Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. I think Aaron Rodgers is the most skilled quarterback of all time.
Okay.
The throws he pulls off.
He makes it look so easy.
I don't know how he does it. It's just berserk.
I got Josh Allen third. He's been a little up and down. I'm a Josh Allen guy. I like him. I like his ability to run and throw the ball really far. Good team up there in Buffalo. They play good football. But yeah, I got Josh Allen third.
Yeah, I went a little different route. I got Jonathan Taylor.
Nice.
I mean, he's had a breakout year. Speaking of Josh Allen, he had 5 touchdowns against the Bills.
It's true.
He is just proving that he is, other than Derrick Henry, he is probably the best running back in the NFL. I mean, he is just you can expect a touchdown from him almost every single week.
Every single game.
It's just
One
crazy
cut
to
away from
watch.
scoring every time he touches the ball.
It's just crazy to watch.
Ben, we all love fantasy football.
Yes.
Who was maybe not the best player on your fantasy team, but your favorite player that you drafted this year that you were like, oh, I know that guy's going to get me something this week?
I got 2.
Okay.
One of them I picked up during a trade, great trade for me, and one of them I picked up actually off of waivers in week 2.
Wow.
So I traded for Deontay Johnson.
Great.
I mean, I don't know
football.
who's more consistent than this guy. I mean, I can't tell you the last time he got below 13 points on my
He fixed
fantasy.
his drop problem this year, and
Yeah.
he was a legit target.
He's getting like 11 targets a game, and he's catching like 10, mostly all of them. It's just crazy. And my second one, off of waivers, James Conner.
Nice.
I mean, 16 touchdowns this year. This guy's a freak. Like, he is the touchdown machine for the Cardinals. They get in the red zone. I mean, you can almost guarantee a
ball to
James
James
Conner
Conner.
touchdown. Yeah, it's just crazy.
My guy that I loved was Michael Pittman Jr., and I had him last year as a rookie, and he was a little slow, but I had him as my flex this year, and he was just fantastic. He would go 90 yards, score a touchdown, be in double digits most every week, and a guy that wouldn't really expect to put up those type of numbers over in
Yeah,
Indianapolis.
definitely
but
not, especially with Wentz at quarterback.
yeah, and he was doing it, and I was happy to see it. And also, Justin Herbert was my quarterback, and I was very pleased. We'll just say, like a proud dad, how Justin Herbert played football this
I
year.
have Justin Herbert too. At times he's inconsistent, but there get the few weeks where he's getting you like 30 plus. It's very nice to have.
More sports. MLB's in a lockout. Will that get solved?
It's tough to say.
It's tough.
I actually I do a bit of fitness with a minor league player, rookie. He has talked to me about how these players, they want their rights,
Right.
but it's tough to put on all the players, as some people want to play baseball while others want rights. It's a hard mix because like you're delaying everyone kind of for yourselves.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this.
I think a
definitely.
lot of this is the players asking for stuff that they think they deserve because of how the game has grown recently. And that's not because of the owners. Not one person has gone to a baseball game to see an owner own. They go to watch the players play.
100%.
So I think the players want a little more compromise from the owners.
100%. I totally agree. I mean, they definitely deserve a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, what you said, that we're watching the players, not watching the owners. I mean, that being said, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars as well.
Right.
So it's not like they're living their worst lives.
No,
So
not
I
at
think
all.
they should also keep that in check compared to, like, I mean, they get to play baseball for a living. I don't know if you guys enjoy baseball, but I'm a big baseball guy. I would love to do that.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Also, like rule changes coming in. Do we get a universal DH? I think I'm okay with that.
I am okay with that. However, I think it's always nice to have a guy like a Shohei Ohtani. If there's another, I
Right.
mean, he can do both. And it's also fun to see pitchers hit. I mean,
it
some
hurts
people
a
like
little.
Greinke, DeGrom, they're great hitters too. So I think it's also a bonus for those teams to, when they're pitching, to have them in their lineup.
Hurts the heart of the baseball purist a little bit, that universal
Definitely,
DH.
yeah.
And I think the expanded playoffs does too, because
Yeah.
I feel like if you expand it too far, it would kind of make the 162-game season worthless.
100%. And I mean, you're just risking injury at that point. I mean, expanding playoffs, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the Red Sox playoffs. I mean, we had people throwing 5 different pitchers a night.
Yeah.
And when you extend those playoffs, you're just wearing kids out,
Yeah,
wearing guys out.
Staff.
I think if they extend the playoffs, maybe add a couple roster spots to the
postseason
pitching.
roster?
Yeah, the postseason roster.
don't
Get a
hate
couple
that.
people there.
Or maybe just like ask for more out of your guys. Like you're taking guys out after 2 innings of work. Like,
That is true. There's definitely
kinda burning arms.
that's something that's definitely been very weird that I've seen this year. I mean, I've never seen someone pitch an inning in the World Series game and then be pulled. It's just crazy to me.
just a little basketball stuff. Is LeBron off his throne?
I don't think he'll ever be off his throne. I mean, he still is LeBron James. I mean, I think he scored like 25 plus in the last 12 games.
Yeah.
But I mean, talk about people, Steph Curry, Giannis,
Steph Curry
KD.
sets the
I
record.
mean, Steph Curry set the record. Like, these guys are insane. Like, LeBron, I think, is past his prime, but still somewhat there.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are still in their prime, and they've been in their prime, like LeBron, for like Giannis. Maybe it's been like 4, maybe 5 years.
Steph and KD.
Steph and
7,
KD have
8
been in their prime. Yeah,
years.
7, 8. These guys are just crazy. Like Steph, he had an MVP season last year, and he's doing even better this year.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to see.
I think we're at a point where LeBron isn't the most skilled player in the league anymore.
100% not.
Obviously, he's LeBron, but like
At the end of the day, you're still. I mean, it's always going to be LeBron James. It's like Michael Jordan. Like, you never know what's going to happen. He could drop 40 on any given night. Mm-hmm. You never know, but it's definitely less expected than it used to be. I definitely agree.
yeah, I mean, you know what you're gonna get from LeBron, even if he gets older. He just makes basketball look so easy. And
Yeah.
it's fun to watch him. It's fun to watch all these guys. Watch KD score. Watch Steph shoot. Watch Giannis dominate a game. League's in good hands.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it for the sports section, and we'll be back with you on Aimless.
All right, welcome back. Unfortunately, show's coming to an end. We're in our final segment, but we got a good one for you guys. We got the random news stories of the show. Do this every single show. Random news story that we find online, find interesting. And we're going to start with Kevin's.
My news story, Ben, is from agriculture.com. Successful farming. House advances cattle marketing reform bill. And this one spoke to me. I'm kind of a farming guy. I like what cows give me.
Yeah.
I like steak, milk, things like that.
I mean, cows
Favorite
are-
cow product on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Steak.
Burgers.
I'd rather have a steak than burgers, but burgers
so.
are not bad.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's close. Cows, they do a lot of good stuff, but this bill, what I'm really looking at here is we're introducing more transparency into cattle marketing, shipping them off. You need to file reports on cows that you're raising and selling, and it helps producers know if they're being properly compensated for their work, because they really do the work, getting the cows nice, and then you can
Yeah.
take what
100%.
you get from them.
I mean, I'm not, unlike you, I'm not a big agriculture guy. This bill means virtually nothing to me. But if you think it's a good thing, then I think it's a good thing.
it's a good thing,
I
Ben.
trust you.
Because, I mean, I know it gets a little, I don't know how humane this is, but the stuff that the cows put on your plate,
It is
it's
true.
good food, man.
It is true.
Dairy and red meat. It's
Yeah.
a nice little fillet. Might get one tonight. Who knows? Might kill the cow myself. Ben, your news story.
So I found a news story. Actually, this comes from NPR, npr.org, and it is about a bank robbery in 1969 on July 11th by the person named Theodore John Conrad. He stole $250,000, which is about $1.7 million today, from the bank he worked at as a teller.
Oh, he worked there.
And he was on the run for 52 years.
Okay.
He actually changed his name to Thomas Randall,
Yes.
and he actually recently died and made a lung cancer. And during, these people were doing a bit of investigations on him because they didn't really know much about this Thomas Randall, the people.
Right.
So they actually saw that Thomas Randall and Theodore Conrad, who are the same person,
Of course.
filed for bankruptcy.
Really?
Very, very similar dates, like oddly similar. So basically it's like Theodore filed bankruptcy, and then the bank robbery happened, and then Randall filed for bankruptcy a couple weeks later.
Interesting.
So they kind of put a bunch of other stuff together, and they found out that, yeah, that this guy.
But they found this out all after he died?
All after he died. So
he
it really did not do anything.
He had 52 years where he was just living a different life with a little extra money to his name.
Yes, that is true. It said that he was inspired by the Thomas Crown Affair, a very similar Thomas Crown Affair type bank robbery. And yeah, this guy, he got a 3-day head start on his run.
Really?
I don't know if he was working with anyone at the bank, but yeah, it actually says that he did go bankrupt, even though he filed bankruptcy before. He actually did go bankrupt
With the money he got?
with the money he stole.
Well,
so
that's
it was
unfortunate.
It was
Maybe
borderline useless for him.
Maybe you should be a little smarter with
Little
your robbery.
smarter, 100%.
And that's the lesson for today.
Be
If you're
smart
going to rob a
with your
bank,
money, kids.
keep the money.
Yeah,
Thank you for watching Aimless.
it's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next episode.
Have a good one. All right. You wanna do this one?
I'll do this one. Aiden's giving me the hands. Is he going to come in and talk to us, or should we just go?
No, let's just go. Okay.
All right.